Hi, my name is Dave. This is Games Gone South, and I'm about to embark on my first ever solo role playing game. Well, technically, it is not my first time to play solo. If you have watched my one previous video, you will know that I had exactly 15 minutes of experience playing solo. However, that was a group project that was several people taking it in turn to play the same character through the same story, each progressing it along a little bit as they go. I did my part in that, thought it went pretty well. But now this time, this is all me. This is me by myself coming up with everything as I go, and I've never done it before. So even as a GM for other players, I've never really had to improvise or come up with anything as we go. I've always just kind of run pre-written adventures. So this is going to be completely new to me. So I have some time made available now. So I've issued myself a challenge. This challenge is 7 days of solo RPG. Every day, I'm going to play a little bit of solo RPG for the week and post it and see where that leads me. So, how I'm going to do that? Well, I'm going to be using the GM Mythic Emulator, second edition, and I have an idea for the game system that I'm going to use, but I'm going to do a few rolls first on the charts here in the emulator and see what happens. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just start rolling and see if I can generate some kind of opening scene. Here we go. I rolled a 55 for the random event focus table. That is move towards a thread. I don't have any threads yet. Let's re-roll that. 99. Current context. There's no current context. I haven't done anything yet. I'm going to re-roll that one too. 75. PC negative. Now we're talking. Okay, something bad is happening to the character. Let's find out what. Let's do some action tables here. I'm going to get a 52. 52 is imprison. That's a great start. PC negative. Imprison. Let me write this down as we go. All right, second part. 27 is environment. Imprison environment. What does that mean? I have no idea. But I just kind of wanted to roll on that, just to kind of get my head around something of where this might go. So the game that I have in my mind that I want to play is going to be Shadow of the Weird Wizard. I did the Kickstarter, I backed it, and it seemed very interesting to me. It's been on my mind a lot, so I'm just gonna try it. Not familiar with it. I know the conventional wisdom is start playing with the system that you know. But I don't know what I'm doing. Who cares? So let's look at Shadow of the Weird Wizard. I'm gonna start making a character, keeping in mind this PC negative imprison environment, and figure out what that could possibly mean. Okay, so I moved down to the table here so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to make a character using the Shadow of the Weird Wizard PDF here. So one thing that I like about Shadow of the Weird Wizard is that essentially you could build an entire character at random if you wanted to. You can pick and choose if you want. But one concern I have about solo role playing is analysis paralysis. Given too many options, I will just sit there and freeze, not just in character creation, but also I am concerned that it may even coming up with a story like I'm just blank slate there in front of me. Oh, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. So that is a concern I have. But as far as building the character goes, there is the option to build it completely at random, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to see what I get and go with that. So you start off. Of course, you're starting at level 1. Uh, the default ancestry is human. There are options for other ancestries, dwarf and elf and whatnot. I am okay with the human. I'm just going to go with that. Human. All right, so we got ancestry benefits here. We got a size of 1. We got a speed of 5. And have a cut above human only thing here. Let's see. Essentially, you can increase the scores of 2 different attributes by 1 each. Okay, there are 4 attributes: strength, agility, intellect, and will. Plus 1 times 2 once I get to that. So, professions. Let's see what kind of professions. You have what you were doing before you became an adventurer. And I think I will try to determine this randomly as well. There are profession categories here. Let's roll a d20 and see what kind of thing I get here. 13, wilderness. You learned how to survive in the wild places of the world. Okay, so now that we know what category, we can go to that table and see what we get. There's wilderness, d20 again. We got, oh, a 20. Woodcutter. You cut timber from forests. You have an axe. So all of these professions here, they give you some kind of something. In this case, I get an axe. So where do I write that? About professions right here. I am a woodcutter by trade. Axe. I have an axe. I wrote that down here at the bottom. Can you see that? There it is. I wrote it down here. All right, let's see what's next. Equipment. Okay. You begin the game with equipment. You need to undertake your first quest. Following items provide a mix of standard items plus items you choose. If you prefer, you can forego the starting equipment presented here and instead start the game with 2 GP. I'm just going to randomly pick stuff because another thing I don't really care for in RPGs is shopping. So here we go. Clothing, I have a set of normal clothes. I'm just going to write that down here for now. Normal cloth S's. You have a dagger. Okay. Weapons. I'll write that in the weapons spot. Here you have a backpack. Water skin. Provisions. Provisions. 5 torches. And a tinderbox. Alright, I've got all of that stuff. Let's see what kind of bonus equipment I get. Choose one of the following options. Brigandine armor, shield and club, leather armor, shield, longsword, leather armor, shortbow with quiver of 20 arrows, padded armor, quarterstaff, 2 blank books, writing kit, 3 poultices, leather armor, short sword, sling with a bag of 20 bullets and lockpicks. So some of those kind of feel like they're pointing toward a particular path. The paths are later on. You apparently pick, or apparently you pick your starting path, which is essentially your class, your starting class, and it's your 4 basic things like fighter, mage, cleric, and rogue. Essentially, that comes in a minute. First, I got to pick my equipment. So, you know what? Random time. There's 5 things. So, where's a D10? 6. Going with the leather armor, short bow with a quiver of 20 arrows, apparently. Leather armor. Weapon. Short bow. So I don't know if that has a spot to go, but that's where I'm putting it for now. Okay, personal effects. You have whatever personal effects that make sense for your character. I don't know who this is yet, so we'll forego that for the moment. Appearance. Yeah, I'll do that randomly. Why not? Start the game as an adult. Decide your height and weight. Okay, distinctive features. That's what I'm looking for. The tables below provide a host of possibilities for physical and behavioral details that set your character apart from the others. You can use dice to randomly determine your character's features or choose any of them that appeal to you. For random generation, that's what I want. Roll a d6 to determine how many distinctive features you have. D6. That is a 4. I have 4 distinctive features. And then I have to roll another d6 to determine which table, because there are 6 distinctive feature tables, and a d20 on each of those tables to determine what we're going to do. So I'm going to roll the tables first. So table 3, table 5, table 2, and table 5 again. All right, now let's go to those tables and let's see what I look like. table 3. 20, got a 9. Pupils have a strange shape. Okay. Table 5, a 2. Lost an eye, ear, or part of the nose. That's interesting. We'll have to figure that out. All right, table 2 is a 3. Boils, piles, nasty for skin condition. I'm just going to write skin condition. Condition. And an 11. On table 5. I don't know why I'm looking for a table 11 here. You smile all the time. Okay, so that is what I am going to look like. Pupils have strange shape. Lost an eye, ear, or part of a nose. Some kind of skin condition, and I smile all the time. So, see what that means. Background, okay. Identity. Personality, here we go. This is the next thing. We got all these different things that we can roll on. Affability, dependability, outlook, receptiveness, sociability, and religious beliefs. So we're going to roll on the affability. Let's see, this is a 3d6. Interesting. 3d6 on the affability table. Oh, that's big. 16. Outgoing and friendly. I'll write this down. 16, so I don't have to write all this down. Outgoing and friendly. Enjoy having fun with others whenever you can. Okay, that's nice. Enjoy having fun with your skin condition and your lost nose or whatever it is. Dependability. 9, 10, 11, 12. Try to be conscientious, but sometimes fall short. Okay. Outlook. That is a 10. Life is what it is. Anyone can be calm and collected, or nervous to the point of fearful. It all depends on your situation. Okay. Receptiveness. Can you see that? There you go. That is another 10. You are willing to try new things, just not all the time. Sociability. Got a, what is that, 10? It's a lot of 10s. That's kind of average, isn't it? You believe people can be good or bad. You withhold judgment about someone until you get to know them. Okay. And then finally, religious beliefs. 12. You believe in the gods and offer prayers to them all. Okay. So let's see. There are several different religions and gods and whatnot in here. Just see which one we belong to. That is a 13. Church of the High One. No idea what any of this means yet. Ah, a name. We have to pick a name now before we even get very far. There's a big old alphabetical list of things. Here's what I'm going to do. I have a D26 alphabet die that I'm going to roll and see what letter comes up and just pick a name out of that. That is a Q. Of course it is. So we're Quinn, Quan, or Quaren. I'm just going to go with Quinn. Quinn, the level 1 human who has all of these traits that I've already forgotten because I didn't write them down. I'll have to go back into that later. But now we get into the fun stuff, the paths. So here's the novice paths I was talking about: fighter, mage, priest, or rogue. This will determine your starting starting health, starting defense, languages, and there's also charts here to roll for your attributes. There's rules for taking the attributes if you want. You do 12, 11, 10, 10, and you can increase one score by one and reduce another one by one twice. I'm just going to roll, and then because I'm human, I'll get the +1 to 2 of them. But first, I need to pick which path here. So, keeping with the randomness, we're going to go with the old trusty D4. So here we go. What do we got? A 4, a rogue. Novice path. Rogue, a devious adventurer who relies on cunning, skill, and luck. All right, attributes. I'm not going to be bothering with any of that. Path benefits. That's just telling you what you get from your path. But I am going to skip on over here to rogue and see what we get. You walk a crooked road, one with many twists and turns. As a result, you have a knack for being able to do a little bit of everything, whether you're fighting in combat, casting a spell, solving puzzles, or running for your life. So let's roll for our starting attribute scores. This is a 4, so strength is going to be a 12, agility 11, intellect 10, and will 10. But I get to increase 2 of those. I think agility is going to be 1. I don't know. Let's just say will. I may change my mind on this later, but for now, I'm going to go with will. No reason, just because. So that's done. All right, crooked roads. What is this? Oh, this is how you became a rogue, I guess. Okay, let's just see what that says. Number 2, you're a survivor. You do what you must to get by, even if it means stealing, cheating, and killing. PC negative in prison environment. So being a rogue and that I will do whatever it takes to survive. I'm kind of thinking maybe he's starting out in prison. Quinn, the rogue, the human rogue, in prison environment, PC negative. I think he's getting arrested. So that's what I'm going to go with. Quinn, the human rogue, just got arrested for stealing, cheating, or killing, or whatever else happens to be a crime in wherever we are. Let's finish off our stats here. Natural defense is an 11. Natural defense is 11. That can be changed with armor. I'll have to wait till we get to that section to figure out what that actually does to my defense. Starting health is 14, so normal is 14. And health and hit points are a little bit, it's not hit points, it's health. It's a little bit different in this game. Most games you have hit points where like you have this many hit points and the damage you take ticks off from that until you're at 0. In this game, you have health and you have start off with 0 damage and your damage counts up until you reach that cap of your current health. Why that's important is that there are some things that will lower your health score down. So if you've already taken this much damage and you have this much health and it lowers your health, then you're already incapacitated. So that's why it's a little bit important that it's different than regular hit points. So languages, we get common and one other language. Where does that go on here? I'll put it right here because I don't actually know. Common plus one other language, which we will determine momentarily. We'll see what kind of abilities I get. Cunning dodge. Whenever you dodge, increase the number of boons granted by your agility roll by 1, or the number of banes imposed on the roll made against your defense or agility by 1. So what that means, you roll your d20 for something, and if you have a boon or a bane, you also roll a d6. If it's a boon, you will add that d6 to your d20 roll. If it is a bane, you will subtract it. If you happen to have multiple boons or multiple banes, you will roll all of them together and only pick the largest one to add or subtract. So if I am doing something with agility, I will get an automatic boon to it. Or if somebody's doing something to me and I impose a bane against them, then they will roll with one bane. Impose on a roll made against your defense. So any attack on me, it's automatically going to get one bane against it, and any agility roll I make when I dodge, gotta remember that when I dodge, not just anything, increase the number of boons granted to your agility roll by one. Okay, so I'm gonna have to dodge a lot. All right, and what else do we get here? We got trickery. You can use this talent to make an attribute roll with one boon. When you use this talent to roll to attack with one boon, your attack deals an extra 1d6 damage. When you use this talent in combat, you lose access to it until the start of your next turn. If you use this talent outside of rounds, you lose access to it for 1 minute or until a combat begins. Okay. So any attribute roll, plus if it's with an attack, you get an extra d6 damage. Okay. So then you get additional rogue things at level 2 and additional rogue things at level 5. Ooh, that's a lot of stuff for level 2. I bet you got to pick something. Let's see. You have developed specialty, gain one of the following benefits. Yeah, so at level 2, we will pick one of those, what, 6 things? 6. Yeah. But we'll deal with that if we get there. It may die in the first scene. Who knows? Yeah, so you get something for your novice path at levels 1, 2, and 5. But what about the other levels? Well, there are also expert paths and master paths. So let me just give you a gander at that real quick. The paths, table of contents is a freaking novel in of itself. Expert paths, here we go. My light just went out. That's great. All right, got my light turned back on. Where was I? Oh yeah, we were talking about the expert path. So at level 3, you get to choose an expert path, and this is where you get to really specialize in stuff instead of just having like one of the 4 basic classes. You get to really uh, define who your character is. So there's expert paths of battle, faith, power, and skill. So, for example, expert paths, you got Berserker, Commander, Gladiator, Knight Errant, Martial Artist, Myrmidon, Ranger, Swashbuckler, Veteran, Warden, or whatever you could. You can see there's all kinds of paths here that you can choose from. You get that at level 3. You get a level 3 thing from your expert path, a level 4, 6, and 9. And that leaves levels, what, 7, 9, and 10? 7 and 10? Well, at level 7, you get to choose your master path. So let's find master paths. Is that it? Aha, master paths. You get to choose your master paths, and there's even more of those. These are like your super specialized abilities. Crap tons of them. So you get something at level 7, 8, and 10 for your master path, and it ends at level 10. So that is explanation of those. Not really related to what I'm doing here, but I guess I just wanted to explain it in case you're thinking like, oh, there's only 4 classes. Well, that's kind of boring. I don't know. There's a whole lot of delineation later on. Let's see, but let's see what we're missing here. What else do I have to do? The major gods I serve. Who was it again? Church of the High One. High One, a newcomer. The High One swept the adversary from paradise and then opened the gates of heaven to worthy souls. Most priests of the High One discover the invocation tradition. Well, I'm not a priest of the High One, but I do serve the High One, so I will take a read of that just to see what that means. Now we're into game roll. So I guess that means character creation is done, except no, I need to figure out stuff for these weapons and armors. Rules, 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 rules. Oh my gosh. Go back to the book of contents and find equipment. There we go. All right, let's find a leather armor and see what that does. Armor. Leather, the most common form of light armor, has soft, flexible leather clothing reinforced with plates of inflexible, hardened leather designed to protect the vitals. Okay. Takes about a minute to put on or off. Okay, but what does it do? There we go. Defense is a 12 or a +1. Okay, does that mean, what does that mean? No, go back. Wearing armor replaces your natural defense score with an armored one. Some forms of armor grant you a choice of a fixed defense score or adding a number to your natural defense score. So it's going to be a 12 or a +1. 12, it's going to be a 12 either way. So leather armor is 12. Now let's find some weapons. Here we go. Melee. Dagger. All right. Requirement damage is 1d6. Traits. So it's going to be properties on this thing. Light, nimble, and thrown. 5. What does all that mean? Figure it out in a minute. And now, ranged. I've got a short bow. Requirement agility 12. No, I've got agility 12. Was there a requirement on the dagger? Surely not. No, there was not. Short bow. Damage is 2d6. Oh, and that's another thing about this game. It only uses a d20 and d6. So that's good. I don't have to hunt for other silly little shaped dice. Okay, short bow or short bow. Ammunition, arrow, duh. Is light and range 20. Yeah, I'll go ahead and write ammunition in here. That's a trait. Maybe it's got some kind of special rule. Ammunition. Okay. Where are all these? Here we go. Weapon traits. So the dagger is light, and the short bow is light as well. When you would add bonus damage to an attack made using this weapon, you add 1 fewer die. Okay, that's something we haven't seen yet. Bonus damage. Let's go back to the what are these called? Novice paths. And you will notice, where did my rogue go? It's past it. Alphabetical. There's no bonus damage here. Oh, here we go. Level 5, bonus damage. Essentially, you can use that either as extra damage on an attack, or you can spend your dice of bonus damage to do other effects. I'm not going to go into that now, but whenever it comes up, maybe I'll remember to do something with that. The fighter gets bonus damage. Yeah, it gets bonus damage at level 2, and also more bonus damage at level 5. I guess other paths are going to get more bonus damage, but we'll see how that goes if I even get that far. So I can fill in this. My defense is 12. So with your traits, I don't know where that. I'm not even going to try to find that in the book right now, but I just remember you subtract 10 from your what is this called? Attribute, and that is your bonus. So strength is going to be a +2, intellect is +0, will is a +1, and agility is a +2. What am I missing? There's no bonus damage right now. Oh, traits. I bet some of that stuff needs to be written in there. I'll deal with that at another time. So here's what we got so far for my session 0 of my 7-day challenge of my first time to ever solo roleplay. I've got Quinn, the level 1 human rogue, who likes to steal and whatnot, and has wound up in prison. His pupils have a strange shape. I'll figure out what that is. Give it a think. Lost eye, ear, or part of a nose. That's curious. Skin condition and smile all the time. I can see that for a rogue. Like, no, I didn't do whatever it is you think I did. I did not steal that ruby dagger or whatever. So anyway, that's it. That's what I got so far. For my, I'm going to call this a session 0. I guess tomorrow when I record, we'll start here with Quinn in prison. So that's what I got for now. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.